Keenan, we're going to stick with you here, okay? Because this is the Honeysuckle conundrum. Is she finished?
I wouldn't like a mare that starts going backwards. I think she went backwards from the Hatton's Grace to Leopardstown, whereas traditionally she would have been going forwards, and I'd say she's a fairly bad favourite. The other one I wouldn't like in it is Harry Fry's horse, Love Envy. I'd say that race, the Down Run last year, was a fairly poor imitation of it. Dino Blue didn't turn up. Brandy Love didn't make the race. I'd say she was racing the right part of the track to the near side. She might want slow ground as well. I would like Mary's Rock, if I was sure she was going for it. I think if she may or may not run with the sounds of Nicky Henderson there, she'd be very solid each way. If she were to run, I'd be interested in David's take on Brandy Love the last day. I thought it was okay, but tight turnaround. And the one I liked was the one the lads were talking about there for the champion hurdle. I thought Echoes and Rain has looked a different mare this year since the hood come off. She improved a hell of a lot on the flat, running second in Iris Cesarewicz, giving chunks of weight to a progressive 3-year-old. Very keen in Hatton's Grace, but I'm not sure she was totally done with. Very good in Ace the last day. I'd kind of prefer Paul Townend was on it than Patrick, to be honest, because I think she settles better for him. But I think she definitely has a life. She ran quite well in it last year, but I think she's much improved this year, though she's not certain to turn up.
She probably is, David, is she?
At the moment, she is. The only way it would change is there might be very few runners in the champion hurdle.
Yeah.
And if there was 4 declared, there's a small chance
Yeah.
you might turn around and say, listen, she could be third or whatever, you're not going to. So.
Okay, what did you make of Brandy Love at Punchestown?
I thought she ran very well. I was really happy with her run. I think there's huge improvement in her.
The vibes were very negative beforehand.
Yeah, we needed to get her into her. She was very late coming back to us. And it's the wrong way around for her, but she done most things right. She only jumped left at the last, I thought. But I think there's huge improvement in her. But I do think it's probably the most competitive race on the card. I'd have huge respect for if Mary's Rock turns up. I think she'd take a lot of beating in the race. I thought she was very good last year. And Echoes, she was fourth in it. I think she was fourth in it last year. I think she's a better mare now than she was then. So I definitely wouldn't rule her out. But I think it's a very open race.
Who do you think Paul will ride?
Ooh. I'd nearly say, and I don't know, but I'm nearly going to say he'd ride Brandy Love.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess. But it's only a guess at this stage.
You'd ride Brandy Love yourself?
I'm not sure which one I'd ride now. I might ride the other mare. She might be more straightforward to Echoes, she's more experienced, and the other mare's only had 2 runs last year, so.
Just to get that on the record, David Casey said he wouldn't ride Brandy Love. Jonny Dineen, you say it as it is with Honeysuckle, and you give her absolutely no chance here.
No, I don't fancy Honeysuckle at all. It's the worst price of the meeting, but bar none. That's roughly 5-2. Could even be less, actually, because it seems to be a horse that public back.
A very generous Boyle Sports. A nice big offer there, 5-2.
Yeah, I could see it being less than 5-2, but I can't have her on my mind. I give her no chance, none whatsoever. I fancy Mary's Rock a great chance in this race. I can't believe they're even contemplating going for 3 mile. Why would you go for 3 mile when they won the race last year? There's no guarantee it'll even stay 3 mile, and it's in against geldings and everything. I don't see the point in doing that. But if they do go that way, so that's not to do with me. But I'd go Mary's Rock. I fancy Mary's Rock quite strongly here, and I'll definitely be against Honeysuckle.
Will you lay Honeysuckle?
Oh, definitely till the cows come home. Yeah.
Cows haven't come home yet, have they?
And I hope they won't come home that day either.
There you go, Mary's Rock for Johnny, and he's going to be laying Honeysuckle. Puppy, are we too quick to write off Honeysuckle? Because she hasn't, it's a bit like Shishkin really, like she hasn't absolutely completely fallen off a cliff. She's only ran 2 races where she's been beaten. Would you give her the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like she was second to Stateman, the up-and-coming horse, the younger horse, the quicker horse. She's maybe not as quick as she was. The ground got very soft in the Hatton's Grace, and she got outstayed by 2 very good stayers. Tiap, who was favoured for the stayers hurdle, and Classical Dream won a stayers hurdle. So the form is okay. You can't say she hasn't fallen off the side of a cliff. I think if the ground is good, she'll take plenty of beating. She's unbeaten around Cheltenham. She's won this race before. I think she's in a different league to the likes of Maria's Rock. And the cows might be coming home, but Johnny might be going home.
He's a big tank. He's all right. Peter, where do you stand with Honeysuckle?
Yeah, I agree with Puppy. I think Honeysuckle like she deserves. Here, at the heart, I'd say I'd love to see her win. I'd love to see her go out on a winning note. Look at, if she was in the champion hurdle, we'd be saying she could be third in it. I was saying Echoes in Rain. I do think Echoes in Rain, if she ran in it, I think she could beat Honeysuckle. But I wouldn't be anyway negative on Honeysuckle. Look at, I think it's between Honeysuckle and Echoes in Rain in my call.
Right, Dennis, if I was your agent here and I rang you up and I said, Dennis, we've a free shot here, you can write anything you want in the Mayor's Hurdle, who would you pick?
Well, to be honest, last year I really fancied Queen's Brook for it, and she just got touched off by Mary's Rock, so I'd have to go with Mary's Rock again. And I thought Queen's Brook was even more impressive in the race in Punchestown the other day, in which I was second on last year. And so I would say it'll be Mary's Rock, and Queen's Brook is I think is nailed on for a place in this anyway, at least a place. And I was very impressed with Brandy Love the other day. I was beside her through the race, and I thought she showed a great element of class through the race. And the track in Punchestown the other day was very sharp, so right on the inside track. So you'd no chance, unless you were making the run on the inside the other day, you couldn't win. So
it's probably the track I hate most in Irish
absolutely,
racing. The inside track at Punchestown.
Well,
horrible.
Well, funny enough, Willie, one of Willie's beat me on Queen's Brook last year in the same race.
Burning Victory, yeah.
Yeah, and listen, it's a front runner's track, and it really suited Queen's Brook to be in front of Brandy Love. You could see her the other day. They were obviously first run back, hood on, all the rest, and she was quite keen through the race, and she jumped slightly left. And look, I just thought she showed a great turn of foot. Brandy Love from the turn in down over the last, even with a quality mare like that, Queen's Brook gone. And I just thought she actually ran quite well as well, Brandy Love. So I could see Mary's Rock, Queen's Brook, and Brandy Love 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. Honeysuckle, it's not a negative on her, but I did ride against her there in the champion hurdle there at Leopardstown, and I was upside her as she actually stumbled on landing at one of the hurdles down the back. That is the first sign I've ever seen her do that, and I thought that was the first time I said to myself, no, she's lost a lot, she doesn't have the same legs, and you need a quality mare for this as well. And whereas I'm like Peter, I'd love to see her win. I think her best days are behind her.
Okay, so let's go across the line then. Tony Keenan.
Echoes in Rain.
Puppy.
Honeysuckle.
Dennis.
Mary's Rock.
Peter.
Honeysuckle.
David.
One of Willie's each way.
And Johnny.
Yeah, Marie's Rock, definitely, yeah.
And Marie's Rock for Johnny. That is the Mayor's Hurdle.
Get in on the action with epic offers from Boyle Sports on every race, every day of the Cheltenham Festival. Epic Cheltenham with Boyle Sports. It's time to switch.